Welcome everyone to episode 7 of Spewcast. We're your hosts. I'm Alex.
And I'm Nicole.
And today's going to be another tier ranking list day.
Tiers.
We're not doing movies just yet. We're not fully rewatched, but we're doing top characters. It's really, I just thought of like the most characters I could that could generate discussion. Threw them in a list real quick.
I literally can't tell what one of these characters is.
I'll read them as we go, and then we'll talk.
Okay.
We're not going to dive into Reddit today because there's a basically subreddit-wide blackout in support of Reddit's API changes, or I guess in anti-support, I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
Against Reddit's API changes. But...
Yep.
So I think we're really just going to be doing the tier list.
We're just going to have fun.
Yeah, so I guess let's get into it.
Okie dokie. All right, who are we starting with?
All right, let's just start far left top. We'll start with Bellatrix.
Okay, you can go.
Okay, so I think the way I'm thinking of this tier list is a large mix of the character in the movie, the character in the book, the execution in both, and how well they play like the part they're supposed to play.
Okay.
So like I'm not going to put Bellatrix in D because I hate her, if you know what I mean.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask
Yeah,
you.
that's why I'm starting off with someone so polarizing like her.
So hard.
I think she is a top villain. Not the top villain. She's one of the most hateable characters and has one of the most satisfying deaths.
Not my daughter, you.
Yeah. I'm
amazing.
I'm struggling with the thought of just putting them in a list of how well they did. How well they executed, because they all did so well when I'm looking at this. Like, I might have to also put them in a, sort of list them in a way where I didn't really like them.
There's a level of execution where if you didn't like the character, or Umbridge is a good example, where you didn't like the character, but you know that she is an extremely well done character because you hate her so much.
We'll just talk it through as we pick, I guess.
So for me, I think because of all this, Bellatrix is A tier.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I hate her. I know that I don't hate her as much as I probably should. Like, I almost forget about her when she's not, in the plot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Whereas once Umbridge is a thing, she never leaves your mind, even if she's not part of the plot.
Yeah, everyone hates
even
Umbridge.
same for Voldemort, really.
Yeah.
A tier, really well done. What do you think?
I'm putting her at B.
Okay.
Similar reasoning. Just, I think she's...
Can't stomach it.
a good villain, but... Umbridge, we'll talk about her at some point. So next we have Dobby. Dobby! Oh, I love Dobby. I love Dobby in the books, and I love Dobby in the movies. And I think he's amazing, but not my favorite character ever, which is probably different than a lot of other people. But I'm going to put him at A for now.
Okay. Yeah, Dobby's one of the saddest deaths, one of the happiest stories before that. Just the joy that Harry just being a normal human to him brings, treating him as an equal.
Yeah.
And then it sparking Hermione's obsession with house elves and all these things. I think, I don't know. Dobby's character is wholesome and cute, and
he's cute yet
funny.
Ugly. When you look at him, you're like, oh, he's ugly, but
it's
he's so cute. He acts so cute.
Yeah, it's
actually, it's really frustrating though. The first time you meet Dobby, especially in the books, you're like, what the heck?
In the movies, too.
He was so... I guess that's true in the movies, too, but for some reason... I already knew about the scene from the movies.
In the movies, it's it's the exact same in the book, but I'm watching the movies and I'm like, why would you drop a cake
I know.
On their head, on
the whole thing.
On Vernon Dursley's friend. Speaking of which, Vernon and Petunia, they're not on this character list. Perhaps there's a part 2 at some point.
Yeah, like the side people.
Yeah. But anyways, I think because of this, Dobby is an A for me. I'm going to have him above Bellatrix. He's not quite S. Because I do find him a little annoying, especially at the beginning. Yeah. He kind of stops being annoying once he's freed, funny enough. He just becomes kind of cute.
Yeah.
And, like, awesome. Mm-hmm. But he has points at the beginning where, like, why would you do that, Dobby?
Right.
You have to know better than that.
Yeah.
All right. And next we have Draco. This is a fun one because you're trained to hate him. Towards the end, you start to maybe feel bad for him. His actor is really likable.
His development is perfect.
Really good development. I struggle with ranking Draco because...
Me too.
In my head, I'm like, can I put him on, like, the same tier as I'm going to put some of these, like, elite level characters? There isn't, like, an enormous amount of time spent on him, but he's still developed really well. I think that he's A tier for me. But I don't think he's... I think he's top of A.
Yeah.
Like, Dobby...
Oh, no.
There's a lot of A for me. Draco, Dobby, Bellatrix. It's making me... I'm moving Bellatrix to B.
In A.
Bellatrix is moving to B once I see these other A's. Yeah. I'm seeing the light.
There you go. Oh my goodness. I know he's not S for me. It's like, I'm probably going to put him at B actually, but like before Bellatrix B. I don't have a lot to say about him. It's like, he's not my favorite.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite on either side. So, but I think Tom Felton did a great job playing him. He just doesn't, like, stick out in either way for some reason. That's just how I feel.
He doesn't, like, have the same sort of effect that a Dobby has in his, like, you're heartbroken by his death.
Yeah.
Like, if Draco was to die, I wouldn't have been heartbroken.
No.
But
are you supposed to be?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of part of the thing. It's almost like...
He's not supposed to have fully redeemed himself at the end.
You're just like, oh, he's not like the worst person ever deep down.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing with Dudley when Dudley like tells Harry that he's not actually the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah,
that's like what a great part in the book.
Yeah, I love that.
Draco kind of is the same thing, but without that moment. It's kind of like a lesser.
I think that's
extent.
What it is. Like he's kind of in limbo still for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm putting him in like the limbo spot. I think that's really all. Yeah. But what about Dumbledore?
S.
Yeah, I'm putting him at S too.
Nothing can change my opinion. This is why I did not watch Fantastic Beasts. I don't know if they do him well or not. Right. Because I haven't watched it.
He's young.
Yeah, it's like the origin almost. Later, I believe. I haven't seen it, so I can't actually say. But I believe, like, the third one's called, like, The Secrets of Dumbledore or something like that. And it's embarrassing. I don't even know it, but...
We're fired.
Yeah. But, I don't know. As far as, like, book canon and movie canon goes, Dumbledore's maybe my favorite character in all of literature.
He has the most magic of any character in anything I've ever read.
Yeah.
So...
Everything from his, like, ridiculous buckle boots and half-moon spectacles to his just, like, insane level of patience while Harry, like, throws crap around his office. Like, he's the man.
Yeah, he really is.
And, like, when you think about your favorite books, like, for me...
Order of the Phoenix with the Dumbledore chapter at the end.
Yeah. And then one of my other favorite books... Not in my top 2, but my third favorite, Half-Blood Prince, with all the lessons that they have, the private lessons. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know, Dumbledore's a recurring factor to me in my favorite parts of the whole series.
Yeah. How can you not put him at S? I would love to know if anyone wouldn't. Like, yeah, that's the most obvious, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any above him.
Well, we'll see. Anyway.
For me, I don't think there will be. Ginny. This one's tough. Book Ginny versus movie Ginny. The movie kind of will drop her, I think.
Ginny, like, I want her to be at a certain level, But then when I think of, like, the Ginny I've hyped up in my mind because we've been talking about Ginny so much and what we want
We have
from
so
her.
many high expectations for this show.
Yeah, we have a lot of high expectations, but if I just bring it back to, like, Ginny, I'm probably going to put her at B as well. Like, in between Malfoy and Bellatrix. Yeah.
Okay. I was even thinking as low as C.
Mm-hmm.
I'm between B and C. I think she's even below Bellatrix for me. Well, like I'm sure she is. Because
I feel like
her character, Book Ginny's great, but I almost weirdly feel like the transformation of Book Ginny was like baby to adult with no in between, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a tiny bit, but not a lot. And then like their relationship development was just kind of like Ginny has a crush on Harry, and then all of a sudden Harry's in love with her and they're dating.
Oh yeah, that needs to be fixed in the show.
So it's like I love later Book Ginny, and we were talking about in the last episode, where like her understanding of Harry's situation and willingness to just be like, yeah, like I understand, is really cool. But it also feels like there's some missing pieces to get her there.
I get it. So
I think she's high C, low B. I'll put her high C for now.
I just have a soft spot.
Yeah.
It's
hard
something.
for me. Yeah, it's hard for me to put her there.
Yeah.
It may change. We'll see. But for now. But Hagrid. Your time to shine.
Oh, am I going first? Or are you going first?
I'm curious. Okay, I can go first.
Yeah.
I love Hagrid. I know that you have some opinions on him.
I like Hagrid. I just think he's so frustrating. He can be really frustrating.
Irresponsible is a good word.
Frustrating.
Like without knowing it, irresponsible.
Yeah.
Like he puts the kids, the core three at risk many times without
I feel
really...
like he's worse in the books.
He is, shockingly. Like you don't really know it. Like I just read the books and he was just Hagrid, so I didn't think about it. But then you reading it,
oh my!
You reading them, like the later books for the first time, had me realizing, like, wow, that is kind of funny that Hagrid's like so clueless that he's putting these like literal children at danger by doing this.
Yeah, like I actually had no problem with him in the movies, and then I read the book, like those books, and I was like, whoa.
But
this is really driving me insane.
Movie Hagrid is S tier. Book Hagrid is high B tier. I'm going to put him A tier, just above Dobby, because he's a really lovable, like, friend.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, I love,
yeah.
Despite his frustrating things, I love that they like always seek out going to see Hagrid and having tea at his place.
They love him.
Like, they want to hang out with him, even though his literal food that he feeds them is rock.
Yeah.
Like his rock cakes are like break their teeth, but they still want to hang out with them. Like, come on.
There's something
He's
about
a lovable
him.
guy.
He's very empathetic.
Yeah.
He's very kind. I do love I love Book Hagrid.
Yeah.
And I love the actor. So I am putting him A.
Okay.
Still. But just I'm not sure where. I think I'm putting him before Dobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the order of this list is a little funky. I was just uploading, like I uploaded the images. There was no order.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry Potter, right now in the middle. Let's rank Harry.
Harry. Okay. I know this whole series is named after Harry Potter. He is not my favorite ever.
This one's easy for me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The other two, let's just talk about the core three.
Okay, we can do them all right now.
If we can. No, I don't
no, okay, never mind.
That stresses me.
Yeah.
The other two I like more, so I'll just put that out there. Harry. I'm gonna put him after Hagrid and before Dobby.
Okay, so that's A. Oh, he's S tier for me. Like, you wouldn't have this series, you wouldn't have the point of view, you wouldn't have like the humble person who comes from like such unique situation and all that. Like everything about his character is so necessary.
Yeah.
And even reading from his lens, like obviously as people who love the series enough to make a podcast, like we must love reading from his point of view.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I get that he has his moments where you're like, this dude is annoying, especially throughout our favorite book, The Fifth. Yeah. Throughout Order of the Phoenix, he drives us crazy, but
they all have their moments.
I don't know. Sure. I just couldn't imagine having him in anything but S.
I just don't have like this like love for him.
Yeah.
Like I do for other characters. Yeah. So that's how I looked at it, but I like that we look at it differently, so that's fun.
So what about his pet?
Hedwig. Oh, I love Hedwig. Everyone's just gonna be A tier for me. Oh man. Unless the saddest death.
Yeah, I know.
The saddest one of all is Hedwig.
It really actually like it happened so early.
I'm just gonna put him next to Harry in the A tier right after him before Dobby because I feel bad putting Harry's pet before Harry. I don't know, that's kind of messed up. So.
Yeah, I have him top of A tier, above Malfoy. I truly like. He actually is the saddest death. And it's weird because you're like, wait, but he's an owl. And
animals, though.
He's not in it that much, really. Yeah. Like, he delivers some letters and is gone for weeks at a time. Mm-hmm. But, like, he's Harry's companion through it all. He's his companion that he, like, talks to when he's at the Dursleys and has no one. Yeah. Like, he's Hedwig. Come on. He was his introduction to the wizarding world. He was, like, the first death in, like, that final push to victory.
Ugh.
It's everything about Hedwig is just sad and amazing, and he's A tier.
Yep.
So Hermione, I think, am I gonna have the core three completely S tier?
Makes sense.
I think I am. Hermione's S tier. I think that it makes sense. Obviously. They would all be. You need each of their like unique characteristics to do what they did.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, she's like cool, but a super nerd. That I'll always go back to that part in the first book that wasn't in the movies, the riddle. It's one of my favorite things to read in the whole series, where I'm like trying to figure it out at the same time, even though I don't think it's actually possible because we don't see the layout of the potions.
We're like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
But I'm like, okay, so 3 of them are nettle wine, and the smallest one won't get you through, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I relate to her in that way where I like the puzzles. So I'm like, yeah, Hermione's cool. She's S.
Obviously she's S. For me, she's number 1. I don't care if that's what that's what you would think. Every girl loves Hermione, whatever. I don't care. She like got me through childhood by being like, oh, well, Hermione's a nerd and that's okay. Like, that's what I want to be like. It's okay to... I'm not, like, I don't have my crazy hair right now, but I, like, was okay with embracing having, like, hair like hers that was all frizzy, and I was her for Halloween for, like, 3 years in a row.
I was Harry.
Yeah.
And we didn't know each other at the time.
Yes,
but
we didn't know each other. My brother was Harry. It's just, like, I don't know, there's so much to say, so I'll just summarize by Hermione is everything to me, and that is it. S tier.
That's your first? No, that's
number
your
1.
Second S tier.
No.
Oh, okay. No, I mean the second one you've put in S tier.
Oh yeah.
So it's Hermione, Dumbledore for you. So far for me, it's Dumbledore, Harry, Hermione. Okay, next is Creature.
Oh my gosh, you put Creature on this list? That's funny.
I couldn't help it. Creature's B tier for me. If he was in it longer, he might be higher. I just love his character transformation.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, you really actually end up freaking loving Creature.
Yeah.
In such a short amount of time, going from hating to loving is, like, expertly done. I wish it was better done in the movies, but the books is great. And, yeah, that's all I have to say. Go Creature.
Yeah, he's, like, not that memorable in the movies, but that's not his fault.
Poor Creature. Justice for Creature.
He is literally amazing in the book, and we've talked a lot about that on the show already. I'm gonna put him B tier after Malfoy before Ginny.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
I actually hate him almost as much as Umbridge.
Yeah, he's a
He
very
makes me so
well done
mad.
villain. He's like pretty funny comic relief, especially in the movie actually. Like I feel like he was expertly comical in the movie.
Ugh, I don't even know.
He's hard to cast.
He's really hard because I don't think he was. We talked about this too. I don't think he was cast correctly. I think
just age.
He did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like that actor did an amazing job. I really don't like him.
I think he's C.
Which I don't know. I think based on how much I don't like him, that means they did a pretty good job. But so you're putting him at C?
Yeah, I just think because these other characters that I have a little higher stick in my mind more, if you know what I mean. He was done really well, and I like when they like run into him at St. Mungo's later on, and he plays his part well, and his part isn't big. And I think that he's a like high-end C character. Maybe low-end B, but I'm putting high-end C.
I'm going to put him B, and I'm going to put him before Bellatrix because for some reason he like really stands out to me in an annoying,
I get it. I mean, they're actually
way.
very close in tier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Bellatrix like has the satisfying death, which makes me like her character more because I'm like, yeah, I love to watch you die.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep, I get it.
Speaking of watch you die, not that we watch him die, but Lucius Malfoy. We don't get to watch him die, unfortunately. But
yeah, I'm sort of indifferent.
Yeah, he's such an indifferent character. I was just thinking that.
It's weird because when I listened to Tom Felton's book,
yeah,
I was like, oh, like I never really thought about him in any way, and I know that he like accidentally like hit Tom's knuckles.
Yeah.
What was he holding? Like a staff?
No, it's his. You know, his wand like comes out of his staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he felt super bad, and it's just like fun to hear the background story of someone that I was like, huh, forgot you even existed.
Jason Isaacs.
But
he's a great actor.
He is a really good actor, and he looks really intimidating, and he plays the right part. I'm just like not really. I'm just gonna put him at C.
Yeah. Indifferent on him was a good way of putting it, which means that he's not D. Because I think D, you have to kind of actively not like the character.
Yeah.
Or not like the execution even. So I guess C, I agree. I'll put him below Ginny though.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luna. Luna's a fun character. She's really quirky, really weird. But like she's a good person. She's on the good guys team. She has like some occasionally good insight, and she's just kind of fun to read. I don't know. I think she's a solid high B. Maybe low A. I'll put her a high B.
I love Luna. I find her very like I loved her in the book, but I thought actually in the movie that the actress did such a good job with like that high-pitched, airy, whimsical voice that she does. Like I was like, this is crazy.
The dazed off, like.
Yeah. She did so good. So I'm putting her at A, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
Probably after Harry, before Hedwig.
Actually, there's a development. I think this ties into Ginny, where like Ginny first introduces them. They're like, oh, that's Luna Lovegood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they go from that, where Ginny like calls her by her loony nickname and kind of thinks she's annoying, to like end of book 5, which I guess is the same book that they're introduced to her, I believe. Yeah. End of that book, they're like homies.
Yeah.
And like books later, they're still homies, even like bigger homies. Like I think that's a really fun development for both their characters.
It is fun.
But yeah, high end B, low end A. I'll keep B, I think.
Okay.
So what about Lupin? I like Lupin. I mean, I know you like Lupin.
I have like a weird soft spot for Lupin.
He has one kind of rough character part in the 7th, where he goes to Grimmauld Place and wants to like help Harry with his mission, and Harry's like, yo, you're a dad, stay home with your kid.
Yeah.
And you're like, Lupin, why are you lashing out?
It was
like
really
this?
frustrating.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Well, I don't know why I blocked it out.
I know.
That's how
It's
much
like,
I
think
Lupin.
I think he has a lot going on in his life, and he feels like he should be more helpful, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's very
like
stressed.
I understand wanting to be like you feel like you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost boxed into like, okay, you had your baby, you're at home,
Now
everyone else is risking
dad.
their life, and you're just like kind of chilling, giving your baby bottles.
And now you're having a child like go fight instead of you. Like Harry's still kind of like a
like
child.
this kid who you've mentored, who you probably think of as your own kid because like his father was a best friend of yours and is dead.
That's so
and you
stressful.
kind of have helped raise him over the past few years. Like I get the situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a character flaw because you're also like, come on, Lupin, you have a kid to care for, but
yeah, now that
it's
we're
not
talking
that it's
it out,
not
it kind of makes sense.
understandable. Yeah. So I mean I think that kind of helps make his character more of like a full person and less of just like the perfect friend of James, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And I think he's A tier, above Dobby, below Hagrid.
I'm gonna put him A tier. After Harry, before Luna. Oh, so many A tier.
This next one's great.
Yeah, McGonagall.
Love her.
McGonagall. Ooh, she may be similar to Hermione.
She has some of the most satisfying moments, like when she stands up to Umbridge.
Yeah. She plays the perfect part.
And the actress in the movies, Maggie Smith.
But I'm also like,
elite.
Okay, Maggie, you were already an actress. We already know she's amazing. Like Emma Watson.
Okay, yeah.
Out of nowhere. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, let's think about it that way. So I'm putting You're
going to punish her for already being a good actress.
I'm putting her before Dumbledore, actually.
Whoa, okay. So S tier.
Yeah, S tier.
Or was Dumbledore A for you? He's S.
Oh, no, he's S. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think she is S tier. I think she is third on my S tier. So Dumbledore, Harry, McGonagall, Hermione.
Nice.
She has the more satisfying parts, I think, and that's why. Like, I love almost every time she's in it.
Yeah.
Every part is a high.
She plays every part perfectly.
Yeah. So another character who has one of the most satisfying parts of the book, which I've already mentioned when Bellatrix dies, is Molly Weasley. Not my daughter, you. So good. She's like a mother figure to Harry.
She like emanates warmth. She's like a perfect mother.
Yeah.
And she has all the emotion throughout like the whole series that a mother would have when her kids are going through certain situations. Yeah.
Yeah, like before Harry, Ron, and Hermione like go out in the 7th, she just keeps trying to occupy them with tasks so they can't like plot their plans.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, something's going on. Okay. Harry, you go do this. Hermione, you go do this over there. And Ron, you go to the other side of the burrow and do this. Like, I'll keep you apart from each other as much as I can as like a protective motherly thing.
Mm-hmm. And her relationship with Harry is very strong.
She instantly takes him in.
Yeah.
She's like, day one, he's like our new son.
Yeah. So not only is her character so amazing in the book, but she was also cast so perfectly.
Yeah. Just such a mom. A mom to all of us.
I actually have her. I'm going to put her as S tier after Dumbledore.
I think she's A tier for me. But like probably number 2 below Hedwig. Or above. I'll put her above Hedwig. She's number 1 on A tier.
The bird that didn't know acting.
I know. But Hedwig.
That's amazing.
I know. How do I love Hedwig so much that I'm like, is Molly Weasley above or below him?
Well, I guess I shouldn't say did no acting. I mean, the bird had, like, the owl had
probably well trained.
Yeah. Yeah, good job, trainer, whoever you are out there.
I guess my only reason not to put her in S tier is because she's not... I don't know.
Hey, it's fine.
I was going to say, like, she never... Like, she just feels like an A tier for some reason. It's hard to put in words.
No, it's fine.
I don't have a great reason. She's just A tier.
You don't have to have
I love her.
Yeah.
So Mad-Eye Moody. he's also kind of tough for me. I like Moody.
I think he was cast correctly.
He's a pretty good like representation of that. Like,
very weird.
Gruff, grotesque weirdo with the big moving eye.
Right. I don't know.
I think he's good. Nothing special, nothing bad. He's like B tier. Maybe Bellatrix-esque for me.
I'm gonna put him at the end of B tier. After Bellatrix.
Okay, so I have him above only because I don't know, he's, even though it's not really him, Barty Crouch Jr. as him is like almost a mentor to Harry during like the tasks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously it's a plot and it's not really him, but you feel like it's him, so I don't know.
This is how Alex's mind works.
Yeah. Neville Longbottom.
Oh man, I love how much like I actually love him in the movies because everyone freaked out about his not only his character development but also just how he looked, and it worked so well. Wow, we have a lot of people on this list now. It's kind of like
it's crazy,
overwhelming.
Yeah. You should have seen the list I almost loaded up that had like 100.
Yeah.
This is 26, I think.
I think like somewhere around Luna.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe before Luna.
I definitely have them above Luna. You have Luna in A.
Yeah.
I have Luna in B. I think that Neville belongs in B for me.
Do I have more? Oh, yours is more spread out. I have like a lot of people in A.
I think Neville belongs in B because he's kind of like the comic relief whatever character early on. And you're just like, Neville being Neville. He lost the passwords. Or like he has a remember all and can't remember. You're like, that's Neville.
Yeah.
I don't know. He almost feels just like he just does everything you expect over and over again. But then eventually he has character development and the development is great and you really love him towards the end.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. High M B, probably number 1 in my B.
There you go.
And next one, you probably can't tell.
I literally don't know.
That is a picture of the PlayStation 1 interpretation of Peeves. I believe it's PlayStation 1. Oh James Kung sent me that one. Shout out, James.
That's hilarious. Oh man, looks like a Martian.
Yeah, it's at
I know I've seen this before.
Yeah, he sent me it because we had talked about it, Peeves on our last episode and Hogwarts Legacy's interpretation.
Right.
And this one's also hilarious, but I actually like it more because he's like more clear and see-through like you'd expect a ghost to be, but he's still wearing kind of clown-like attire.
Oh man, what is Peeves gonna look like in this series?
Yeah, we'll have to see. So what do you think of Peeves?
I actually love Peeves at the end, but not like he's not like huge throughout to me. He's like comic relief that's sprinkled along. But oh man. I'm probably still gonna put him at like C just because I don't know, it feels unfair to the rest of these people that I would put him before them.
I have him at C below Ginny.
Okay. I think I'll put him before Lucius.
It's a similar reason for me where I'm like, he doesn't do much as far as like development or anything goes. He's like important to making Hogwarts feel like Hogwarts to me.
Yeah.
And like when Harry sneaks around, it's like one of the things he has to consider. And I'm pretty sure Peeves does not show up on the Marauders map, which is something I haven't even considered till right now. But I'm like, it's just like a little wrench in the sneaking around thing.
Right.
But yeah, Peeves. Ron is next.
Yeah.
S tier. I said it already. I was going to have the core 3 and S tier. Ron is my favorite of them because he just, to me, is the one that you can most easily say, classic Ron.
Yeah.
Like, he's just such a well put together character that you feel like is the best friend of someone.
Yeah.
He is like the amalgamation of best friend.
He's very loyal until he gets really annoyed with them. Like at one point.
He has a character flaw. He gets annoyed and he leaves and he immediately regrets it. And part of that like annoyance is because of the Horcrux that he's been wearing.
It's not all his fault. It's
like
Lord of the Rings-ish.
Yeah, and he gets in his fights and I don't know, he just, to me, he's Ron. Yeah. That's Ron. And I love him.
He plays the perfect character for, like, that is exactly what he was supposed to be like. Yeah. And
the movies did not do him
Rupert
justice.
Did a good job. Yeah.
He did a good job. But they, like, had him as more comic relief and less, like, the friend who the only one, really, that already knows the wizarding world. Like, Hermione's from a Muggle family. Yeah, she may have read about it, but... And then Harry obviously grew up with the Dursleys. Like, Ron is supposed to catch them up on all that in-between stuff. Or all that wizarding stuff. Mm-hmm. Babbity Rabbity.
So, where did you put him?
S tier. End of S. I actually have Hermione higher. Yeah. I don't know why. I think it's because the movie execution of Ron brings him down a little, but... Yeah.
I would probably... I mean, I'm going to put him before his mom. But after Dumbledore. I think that's easy for me. Because he's still S tier for sure. I agree.
Sirius Black.
Oh, man. I really like Sirius. I really like who they chose as the actor, too. I know he's a little old. But that... Yeah. I feel like that's true of a lot of them. And I don't want to, like, bring him down a level because of that. I think he is... Oh my gosh, everyone's going into A. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to put him near Lupin. Before Lupin? Before Lupin. Yeah.
He's in the exact same spot for me. Yeah. I put him right before Lupin. A tier for sure. He's like the father figure.
They could be S tier in this new...
They could be.
They just need a little more of them, I think.
I actually think they did them really well in the movies. Both of them really. They did.
I just want more. Yeah. Somehow. Their backstory.
Make it happen.
Yeah, we just need a little more.
Yeah, no. There's nothing much I can add beyond what you already said. I love Sirius.
There's too much to say about Sirius, so like we're just summing it up. Like, Rest in peace. Great.
So Snape. Snape is one of those things I see it so commonly argued online, where it's like some people feel really strongly that Snape is like one of the best characters, had a great like reason for everything he did.
He is not redeemed.
Yeah, and is fully redeemed, and other people are like, there's nothing redeeming. Like, he was a jerk to Harry for all these years because he liked his mom and didn't like his dad. He's still
harassed.
Yeah, like, I get Harry's dad literally almost, like, killed him. And they had, like, lots of bullying sessions.
Harry's dad also
Harry's dad sucks. Yeah. But, like, that doesn't mean that you can then go on to bully his son for 7 years.
Yeah. I don't...
Ultimately, he sacrifices himself. Yeah. And, like, does horrible things. Like, he kills Dumbledore. That couldn't have been fun. Right. It's not like he was, like, on good terms with Dumbledore. Like, they were meeting up and stuff. Nobody wanted to, like, he didn't want to do that. So, like, he's partially redeemed, but he's not redeemed. He's a bad person, but he's a good person.
You are really making this confusing.
I know. He's really hard. I think he's A tier. I cannot put him above anyone I have an A tier, though, so he's end of A tier.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I think...
Okay. I'm realizing as I look, I'm putting Draco at the end of A tier.
You know what I'm thinking of?
But I have Hagrid, Sirius... All right, let me just give you the order. Okay. Mrs. Weasley at the top, Hedwig, Hagrid, Sirius, Lupin, Snape, Dobby, Malfoy.
Ours are so different.
Let's hear it.
This is very different. I have Hagrid, Harry, Sirius, Lupin, Neville, Luna, Hedwig, and then Dobby.
My Hedwig is way too high, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I don't think it is. He's where he belongs for me, but that's hilarious.
But anyway, I think that Sirius like I'm thinking back, like also thinking about Tom's book back to that. He was like such a scary person to work with apparently, like in real life, that it just makes me like think of his character even more when I was listening to the book. And there was like one part where like they kept stepping, I don't know who it was. I guess Tom.
I think Tom was stepping
on his robe.
Alan Rickman's robe.
And like Alan Rickman stayed in character and was really scary toward him, and I just like thought that was amazing.
That is great. I mean, yeah, this is no disrespect to Rickman.
No, I don't think you're disrespect. I just think I think I'm gonna put him like top of A.
Yeah.
Before Hagrid. So yeah.
I think I'm just letting my heart get in the way. I'm like, oh, I love Hagrid. Oh, I love Sirius. I love Lupin. Snape.
I like how I have him and Hagrid before Harry.
Yeah, I know. I have Harry.
That's kind of messed up.
Harry is number 2 on my entire list.
Molly in S tier.
Yeah, you have Molly above Harry.
Oh well, that's what I do.
Yeah. All right, Tonks.
Tonks. I feel like Tonks could be amazing, but Tonks is not in it enough. So where do I put Tonks? Probably C tier still.
Yeah.
But I want her in the series to be like top of B at least. So I'm going to put her at the end actually.
I think Tonks, man, this is the closest I've gone to D tier. Not because I don't like her, just because I feel like there was, like you said, so much potential.
Yeah.
And like she's cool. I feel like we barely know her. Like she's a main character of
J.K. Rowling dropped the ball.
She's a main character of the Order. Like she's in the core group of the Order, but we know so much more about every other like Order figure at that level. Like we don't know more about maybe like Kingsley.
Yeah.
But I don't consider Kingsley at the same tier. Like he's not there during like their Christmas celebrations, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like she's brought in like family. But you still, like, you only know base level things about her.
Yeah.
So it's not to her fault. I wish that I liked her more, and I think that I can. But I think she's going to end up in D.
Whoa, okay.
No, I'm going to put her C. I can't
Nobody
do it. I just
D.
look at her in D, and I'm like, ugh, I can't.
Just
I don't think I can do it. I'm going to put her C. But she's the bottom. From bottom to top. Let's go with probably the most fun characters in the whole series.
Yeah, Fred and George. Fred
George
is number 1, and then George. No, I'm just kidding. I feel bad about that.
George is number 1. Come on.
They were the 2 that made me laugh the most, and I like to laugh when I'm reading.
Their little Umbridge thing where they like set off the fireworks and fly around on their broomsticks and stuff.
Just everything. Their banter.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, best banter.
Especially when I'm reading.
Yeah. Oh, they're great in the movies, and we've talked about their actors before, which are amazing. Mm-hmm. But perhaps the most fun people to read in the whole series.
They are the best.
So funny.
I remember just like every time they said something funny, I'd like message you.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not with you, I'd be like, this was hilarious.
Like it's actually remarkable. Like something that you actually want to remark upon.
Yes.
You read it and you're like, wow. That is funny. I gotta like talk to someone about that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't happen much in books to me, where I'm like, I feel inclined to say something.
Mm-hmm. Like if I wanted to be friends with someone, like I'd probably choose them.
Yeah,
because I like having fun friends.
Yeah.
I'm not as funny, so I just need like the funny people. Okay, I'm gonna put them S tier for sure, and I'm also putting them before Ron. I have them, then Ron, then Molly.
Yeah, I mean, they're above. They're third in my S tier. Dumbledore, Harry, Fred and George, McGonagall, Hermione, Ron.
Okay. I almost put them as before McGonagall, after Hermione, but I was like, that's a lot. That might be a stretch.
Yeah, I don't know. They have the satisfying moments like McGonagall, but they're also just so fun.
Yeah.
They have like the heartbreak with Fred's death. Like serious heartbreak. I don't know. I just love Fred and George.
I do too. I think I love them more than McGonagall.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm just putting them at number 2.
Yeah, just put them where they belong, yo.
I'm putting them where I think they belong. People are gonna look at this and be like, "What?"
I know, but hey, that's the fun of it. Is like you can make your own list. You, watching this, could make your own list, and it could be the complete opposite of our list.
Yeah, Tonks could be your number 1.
Could go Tonks, Lucius Malfoy, Peeves, Ginny, and
Wait, was
Lockhart.
Ginny next on your list?
Yeah, all in
wow.
S tier for you.
Oh.
They're D's for me though.
No, they're
C's.
not. Nobody's a D.
They're C's for me. Sorry, my D is empty, so my mind.
Okay, the only reason these people are C, or these characters are C, is because they just weren't in it.
It's lacking in the. A lot of them have the same reason. It's like lacking in the movies or book execution to a high level.
Yeah.
Or just like a weird lack of character development.
Oh, then maybe I guess they deserve to be there.
Yeah, maybe because they're a side character, like Lucius Malfoy. He purely exists to be like the guy who's annoying at the Ministry, causing trouble. Like, he doesn't have much of a reason to exist beyond that.
Is he the one that wanted more lines?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That Tom commented on?
Maybe.
I think he's the one who was like, oh, I think we should do this. I think that was him.
Probably. I think I remember that, yeah.
And he just, like, wanted more lines in the movie. Well, I don't know.
Dolores Umbridge. This is hard.
I hate her.
She is the number 1 villain. Like, I know she's not Voldemort.
Easily.
She's not actually the number 1 villain, but she is the number 1 villain.
And did I hate her more in the book or the movie? I may have actually hated her more in the movie.
I hate her more in both.
Okay, yeah. She really executed well.
This is the one time in my entire life, and I've said this before, and other people are like, it's the only time, really? This is the one time in my entire life that I've seen applause at a movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone stood up and clapped when she was run off by the centaurs.
Hilarious.
It was so satisfying.
Yeah.
So incredibly satisfying to see that.
Yeah. Where are you putting her?
Ugh, I don't know. I mean, like,
her S tier.
she belongs in S tier because of these emotions that she evokes.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put her.
I just don't know where to put
Molly.
her. I'll probably just put her at the end of S because I just can't put her above like Hermione or Ron.
I feel like this last one's the hardest one for me.
Voldemort.
I don't know.
He who shall not be named.
I hate him too.
You know who?
Obviously.
Snake
I was
Eyes.
terrified of him, actually.
Yeah.
I
think that it says a lot that everyone unanimously in the entire world hates Umbridge more.
Yeah, I definitely hate Umbridge more.
I think
also there were parts where I was like, why do they not want to say his name? Like, it was kind of like an eye roll thing.
Well, I mean,
it wasn't that scary.
No,
I mean, I wasn't living that.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you put yourself in the shoes of like
he killed a lot of people.
Essentially Hitler.
Yeah. He's terrifying with his nose cut off.
Really good actor, really well done. Frustrating execution of the final battle is not his fault.
Yeah, he's kind of silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I don't know.
His laugh, like spreading his arms. I don't know. I don't even know when that happens. It's just I have like images in my head where I'm like Voldemort is like ridiculous, but in a scary way.
He was scarier after the maze to me.
Oh yeah, when he like first comes
that whole scene
alive, he like comes out of the giant pot and births in midair.
It's really scary.
It's freaking gross.
The way you just did that.
Well, because he has, you can see like his spine as he like stretches out from a ball.
Getting over a cold, I'm gonna choke on my. Okay, anyway.
Phlegm, Delacour. No, I'm sorry. Okay, I have him A. He's between Snape and Dobby for me. Snape, Voldemort, Dobby.
I'm gonna put him right after Harry in A. I'm gonna put it. I don't know if I want to put him before Sirius or before Lupin. Maybe before Lupin. I'm gonna separate Sirius and Lupin.
Ooh.
A little separation there.
Who's above? Is it Sirius then Snape then? I mean, Sirius then Voldemort then Lupin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
That's our list.
I feel like very unsure.
My A is big, as it turns out.
My A is very big.
What's crazy is
Can you just tell me your S in order? Because that's what really matters.
Dumbledore, Harry, Friend George, McGonagall. No, this isn't right. There's no way McGonagall's above Hermione and Ron now that I read this. Okay. Restarting.
Okay.
Dumbledore, Harry, Fred and George, Hermione, Ron, McGonagall, Umbridge.
Nice.
What's yours?
I'm moving Molly to the top of A, first of all.
Okay, yeah, that's where she is for me. Number 1 on A.
Or I have a lot of people in A. Most people. S, I have Hermione, Fred and George, McGonagall, Dumbledore, Ron, Umbridge.
Okay.
And that's it.
We share similarities.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would.
Yeah. It's hard. It's kept being hard.
I feel so bad for Harry.
Harry's number 2 for me.
He's number 4 for A.
Come on.
For me. I don't know.
This is the reason you're reading the series.
I know. That's so true. I'm putting him, I don't know why he's after. I'm putting him right after Molly in A. Before Snape and Hagrid.
All right, well.
That was just rude.
I mean, I think that's it, though.
Yeah, we're done.
We'll throw a little screenshot of our list up here.
Yeah.
And
who do you agree with?
Yeah, let's hear. Who did we not talk about that you'd like to see us rank? Who did we put in the absolutely wrong tier and you can't believe it and you just want to come in here and punch us in the face?
It's very emotional.
Yeah. Who belongs in S? That's what I want to know. Who's the number 1 most important S character for everyone?
Yeah, who's everyone's number 1?
And who's the number last on this list? Who is the worst?
Yeah.
Those are what I'm most curious about.
I mean, apparently Peeves was a lot of people's least favorite because he didn't even make it into the...
Yeah. I think it's like a lack of necessary plot execution probably is why he wasn't in the movie.
Yeah.
If I had to guess. But anyways.
Anyway.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.